Welcome to Biology My Passion. I am Soumya Harikrishna. In the first part of biotechnology, we dealt with the definition of biotechnology, its principles or origin, then about the genetic engineering and rDNA technology, and little bit history of it. Today, let us discuss about rDNA technology. rDNA technology has different processes where we are making a new combination, recombinant DNA. We are taking a desired gene from one organism and giving it to another organism, and the gene will start expressing in the host organism. So what are the steps in rDNA technology? The first step is isolation of DNA. So the gene of interest, whichever gene we want to transfer, first we will be identifying that gene in a particular cell. Now we have to isolate that gene out. We know gene is a part of DNA, so we have to isolate that DNA. So that's the first step of rDNA technology. So once we get the DNA, it's a long strand. So we need to fragment it or cut it into different pieces. So if you want to cut a paper or a cloth, we can use scissors. So for cutting DNA, we use special type of scissors called molecular scissors. They are nothing but enzymes called a restriction endonuclease. Then after we get many pieces, we have to separate it out. For separation of DNA fragments, we use a technique called gel electrophoresis. Followed by that, we have to give it to a vector so that we can give it to a host cell. Simply we cannot put this DNA into a host cell, because our idea is to multiply this DNA or gene inside the new organism and produce the product. So if we are simply giving it, it may not get incorporated into the DNA and it will be digested by the host organism or destroyed by the host organism. So we need a vector to transfer this from one organism to the other, or the desired gene we have to give to a vector. So the vector will give it to the host organism. Okay, so ligation of this DNA fragment into a vector is the next step. Then transfer of this rDNA. So once we are joining the foreign DNA with a vector DNA, then it is becoming a recombinant DNA. So that DNA has to be transferred into a host cell. Then culturing of host cells in a bioreactor. There are huge vessels of thousands of liters capacity where we culture these microorganisms. These organisms have the desired gene in them and they multiply. When they multiply, the desired gene will also multiply and the desired product also will be produced, and at the end we can extract out the product in the raw form. Then we isolate it, purify it, and then modify it according to our need, and that process is called downstream processing. So once we complete these steps, rDNA technology is complete. For this, we need different tools. Those tools used in rDNA technology, we will discuss along with these steps. Let us now discuss the isolation of DNA. What is the procedure? Where is DNA located? DNA is present within a nucleus. So inside the nucleus, we know for packaging of DNA, histone proteins are used. And there are non-histone chromosomal proteins also associated with DNA. But we want DNA in a very pure form. So to get the DNA into pure form, we have to digest all the other parts of the cell. So these are the steps that we are going to follow. So first, the complication is, if it is animal cell, there is no cell wall. But if it is a plant cell, there is a cell wall made up of cellulose. If it is a bacterial cell also, there is cell wall, or if it is a fungal cell also, there is a cell wall. So we need to digest the cell wall first. So if you want to isolate a DNA from a plant cell, first it has to be treated with the cellulase enzyme. Cellulase will digest cellulose. Then antibacterial enzyme, we have learned about the lysozyme, antibacterial enzyme present in the saliva, right? So antibacterial enzyme lysozyme can be used for breaking the wall of bacteria. And if it is a fungal cell, we can use chitinase enzyme. Chitin is the polysaccharide. Chitin and polysaccharide make up the wall of the fungus, so chitinase can be used. So after treating the cell with any of this, depending on the requirement. Then we have to homogenize the cell, means make it into subcellular particles. We have to just rupture it. And after that we centrifuge it so that we can break open the cell membrane, because cell wall is digested. Now cell membrane and nuclear membrane will be ruptured. So after that centrifugation, we will be adding these enzymes. Proteases will be added so that all the histone and other proteins will be digested. Then ribonuclease will be added so that all RNA will be digested. And lipase, if you remember, these membranes are all made up of lipids and proteins, right? So there are lipid bilayer and also protein, two types of protein, integral protein and peripheral protein, and some amount of carbohydrate attached to this. So to digest all this, we have to use lipase to digest lipid and amylase to digest the carbohydrate. Okay, so these are the different enzymes used one after the other for isolating the DNA. So at the end, what do we get? Only the pure form of DNA will be there. So now we have to add chilled ethanol so that the DNA will get precipitated out. Now using a fine appliance, you can take it out by a process called spooling.